Watch a confident child walk into a room. Their shoulders are back. Their eyes meet yours. They speak without apologizing for taking up space. Now watch a child who's learned to doubt themselves. Head down, voice small, always checking if they're doing it right. What happened between these two children? What made one believe they could and the other believe they couldn't? The answer isn't what most parents think. And it starts much earlier than you'd imagine. Confidence isn't built in big moments. It's built in 1,000 tiny ones. The moments most parents don't even notice they're teaching. Let me show you what I mean. A 3-year-old is trying to put on their shoes. They're struggling. The laces are twisted. Time is ticking. You're late for daycare. You have two choices. You could do it for them. Quick, efficient, everyone happy. Or you could wait. Let them figure it out. Even though every cell in your body is screaming to just fix it. That moment, that's where confidence lives or dies. Because when you do it for them, you're sending a message their brain hears loud and clear. You can't do this. You need me. When you wait, even when it's hard, you're saying something different. You can figure this out. I trust you. Most parents choose speed over confidence without even realizing it. And years later, they wonder why their teenager can't make a simple decision without asking for help. The foundation of confidence is simple but hard. Let them do things themselves, even when it's slower, even when it's messy, even when you could do it better. This doesn't mean abandoning them. It means standing close enough to catch them but far enough that they don't reach for you first. Now let's talk about something that makes parents uncomfortable: failure. We've built a world where children are protected from every possible disappointment. Participation trophies, grade inflation, parents arguing with teachers over B's. But here's what the research shows. Kids who never fail never learn they can survive failing. And if you can't survive failure, you can't take risks. And if you can't take risks, you can't build real confidence. Real confidence isn't I'll succeed at everything. Real confidence is even if I fail, I'll be okay. That's a completely different thing. Think about a toddler learning to walk. They fall constantly, hundreds of times. But they don't think I'm bad at walking. They just get up and try again. That's natural confidence. Before we teach them to be afraid of failure, somewhere around age 5 or 6, we start sending different messages. Be careful. Don't mess up. What will people think? And slowly, that natural confidence gets replaced with something else. Performance anxiety, fear of judgment, the need to be perfect. The most confident kids I've ever met had parents who treated mistakes like experiments. Oh, that didn't work. Interesting. What do you think happened? Want to try a different way? Not see, I told you that wouldn't work. Not let me show you the right way. Just curiosity about what happened and trust that the child can figure it out. This teaches something crucial. Failure is information, not identity. When a kid breaks something, spills something, forgets something, they're watching your face to see how big of a disaster this is. If your face says this is terrible, their brain files that away as I am terrible. If your face says okay, mistakes happen, let's clean it up, their brain learns I'm still okay even when I mess up. That distinction changes everything. Now let's talk about something that sounds backwards: chores. Most modern parents want to protect their kids from stress. So they do everything for them. Clean their rooms, make their lunches, organize their backpacks. But here's what happens. When kids don't contribute, they don't feel competent. And when they don't feel competent, they don't feel confident. Putting out napkins, feeding the dog, folding laundry. These aren't punishments. They're proof that you trust them to do real things. Things that matter. Kids who have age-appropriate responsibilities develop what psychologists call agency. the belief that their actions matter and they can affect their world. Kids who have everything done for them develop what psychologists call learned helplessness, the belief that they can't do things themselves and need constant rescue. So giving a 5-year-old the job of putting napkins on the table? That's not about napkins. That's about building a brain that says I'm capable. I contribute, I matter. The family that includes kids in real work creates kids who believe they're valuable members of society, not just decorations who need to be managed. Now here's something that will surprise you. The way you praise matters more than the fact that you praise. Most parents think more praise equals more confidence, so they pour it on. You're so smart. You're the best. You're amazing at everything. But research shows this kind of praise actually damages confidence. When you praise traits smart, talented, gifted kids learn their worth is fixed. Either they have it or they don't, so they avoid challenges. That might prove they don't have it. When you praise effort, you worked really hard on that. I noticed how you didn't give up. You tried a new strategy when the first one didn't work. Kids learn their worth grows with effort. That changes everything. A child praised for being smart avoids hard math because if they struggle, maybe they're not actually smart. A child praised for effort welcomes hard math because struggling just means more chance to grow. See the difference? The first child develops fragile confidence that cracks under pressure. The second develops real confidence that gets stronger with challenge. So instead of "you're so smart," try "I love how you figured that out." Instead of "you're the best artist," try "I can see how much time you spend on those details." You're teaching them that who they are comes from what they do, not some magical trait they either have or don't. Let me tell you about something called frustration tolerance. Most parents have never heard this term, but it might be the most important factor in raising confident kids. Frustration tolerance is the ability to sit with discomfort and keep trying. It's the opposite of giving up the moment something gets hard. And here's the thing, you can't teach frustration tolerance by removing frustration. You teach it by staying calm while your child experiences frustration. Your kid is building with blocks. The tower keeps falling. They're getting upset. They're about to have a meltdown. Most parents rush in. "Here, let me help. Let me show you. Let's do something else." But that teaches the child frustration is unbearable. When things get hard, give up and do something easier. Instead, imagine staying close but calm. Yeah, that's frustrating. Building is tricky. Do you want to keep trying or take a break? You're not fixing it. You're not removing the frustration. You're just showing them that frustration is survivable, that they can feel upset and keep going. That's confidence. The ability to feel uncomfortable and not fall apart. Kids who develop high frustration tolerance become adults who can handle difficult relationships, challenging careers, and the general discomfort of growth. Kids who never build frustration tolerance become adults who quit jobs when things get hard, in relationships at the first conflict, and stay stuck because growth feels too uncomfortable. Now let's talk about something most parents do without thinking. Comparing. Why can't you be more like your sister? Look how quickly Alex figured it out. When I was your age, I could already do this. Every one of these sentences destroys confidence because it teaches the child, you're not measuring up. Someone else is better. You're not enough as you are. The most confident kids grow up in homes where they're only ever compared to their own past self. Remember when you couldn't tie your shoes? Look at you now. Last week this was really hard for you, and now you're getting it. You're making progress. This teaches them that growth is personal, that they're competing with themselves, not everyone else. That being enough doesn't require being better than others. The comparison trap is everywhere. Social media makes it worse. But inside your home, you can create a space where your child doesn't have to be the best at anything except being themselves. That's real confidence. Not "I'm better than everyone," but "I'm becoming more me every day." Here's something subtle that matters enormously. The way you talk about yourself in front of your children. If you constantly criticize yourself, "I'm so stupid, I look terrible, I can't do anything right," your child learns that's how capable adults talk about themselves. If you model self-compassion, "I made a mistake, but I'll figure it out. I'm learning, that didn't go well, but tomorrow's a new day," your child learns that mistakes don't mean you're broken. You are showing them what an adult with healthy confidence looks like. Not perfect, not always successful, but kind to themselves. Willing to try, able to bounce back. Kids learn more from watching you handle failure than from watching you succeed. So when you burn dinner, forget an appointment, or mess something up, your reaction becomes a teaching moment. Are you cruel to yourself? Or are you human with yourself? Your child is watching and learning what it means to be a person who makes mistakes and keeps going. Now let's talk about something uncomfortable. Fear-based punishment. When you yell, threaten, or use fear to control behavior, you might get compliance, but you destroy confidence. Because fear-based discipline teaches kids, "I behave because I'm afraid of consequences, not because I'm capable of making good choices." That creates adults who need external control, who don't trust their own judgment, who constantly look outside themselves for what they should do. Confident people make choices because they trust themselves, not because they're afraid of punishment. This doesn't mean no boundaries. Kids need boundaries, but boundaries delivered with respect, not terror. I know you're upset, but hitting isn't okay. Let's talk about what you needed is different from "stop that right now or you'll be sorry." The first one says, "I trust you can learn to handle your feelings." The second says, "You're out of control and I have to force you into submission." Which one builds the child who trusts themselves? One more thing that matters: how visible you make your child's inner world. Most parents focus on behavior. "Good job. Stop that. You need to do better." But confident kids grow up in homes where feelings are named, not just behaviors. "You seem frustrated. That looks disappointing. I wonder if you're feeling left out right now." When you help a child name what they're feeling, you're teaching them that their inner experience matters, that it makes sense, that feelings are information, not problems to suppress. Kids who grow up having their feelings acknowledged become adults who trust their emotions, who know what they need, who can communicate clearly. Kids who grow up having feelings ignored or dismissed become adults who don't trust themselves, who don't know what they feel or need, who expect others to ignore them too. Confidence isn't just believing you can do things, it's believing your feelings are valid and your needs matter. Let's talk about imperfection. The pressure for perfect parenting creates anxious, perfectionist kids. When you admit mistakes to your kids, "I shouldn't have yelled. I'm sorry. I'll try to do better," you teach them that humans are allowed to be imperfect. When you pretend you're always right, always know what to do, never struggle, you create an impossible standard they'll spend their lives trying to meet. The most confident kids often have parents who say things like, "I don't know, and I'm still learning too." Because confidence isn't knowing everything. It's being okay with not knowing and figuring it out anyway. Show your kids your learning process, your struggles, your growth, not in a way that burdens them with your problems, but in a way that shows them capable people still face challenges and keep going. Here's something beautiful about confidence that most people miss. It's not about never being afraid. It's about being afraid and doing it anyway. The confident child still feels nervous at the new school, but they walk in anyway. Still feels scared before the recital, but they get on stage anyway. What they've learned isn't fearlessness. They've learned that fear doesn't have to be obeyed. And they learned that by watching you. Did you let them see you do hard things even when you were nervous? Did you name your own fear and keep going? "I'm nervous about this presentation at work, but I prepared and I'm going to do my best" teaches more about confidence than 100 pep talks. Your kid needs to see that adults feel scared too. And that scared doesn't mean stop. It just means this matters. Now let me tie this all together with something that might change how you think about parenting. Your job isn't to raise a happy child. Your job is to raise a capable adult. And capability requires struggle, discomfort, failure, frustration. All the things we try so hard to protect them from. When you let your child struggle with age-appropriate challenges, when you trust them to handle discomfort, when you show them that mistakes are just part of learning, you're giving them the greatest gift, the knowledge that they can handle hard things, that they can figure stuff out, that they don't need rescuing. That's confidence. Not perfect. Not fearless. Not always happy. Just capable. Resilient. Sure of themselves in a quiet, deep way that doesn't require constant validation. So here's what you can do starting today. Find one small thing you're doing for your child that they could do themselves. Even if it's messy. Even if it's slow. Let them do it. When they struggle, fight the urge to rescue. Say, "This is tricky, isn't it?" Keep going. "I believe you can figure this out." When they fail, resist the urge to say it's okay, you're still the best. Instead say, "That must be disappointing. What did you learn? Want to try again?" Give them one small responsibility that helps the family function. Not a reward. Not a punishment. Just a job that proves they matter. When they succeed, praise the effort, not the trait. You work so hard instead of "you're so smart." When they're frustrated, name it. "You seem frustrated." That's okay. Frustration means you're learning something new. And through all of it, let them see you treating yourself with the same patience, kindness, and high expectations you have for them. Because the most confident kids don't come from perfect homes. They come from homes where they learn, deep in their bones, that they are capable, their feelings matter, and mistakes are just part of being human. That's not something you teach in one conversation, it's something you live every day, in tiny moments, with patience and presence. And if you're watching this thinking, "I've been doing some of this wrong," that's okay, you're learning to. That's what confident people do. They notice. They keep growing. Your kids are watching. And that's the best lesson of all. If this helped you see parenting differently, subscribe to this channel. We're exploring the psychology behind human behavior, including the small moments that shape who we become. And drop a comment. What's one small change you're going to make today? Let's learn from each other.